off the top. Fox 5 confirming that Mayor Muriel Bowser for D.C. has left the district, and she's currently in Martha's Vineyard at this hour. Sources confirming to Fox 5. The mayor's office saying that she is there for a, quote, family commitment. Her travel, as you know, comes in the midst of President Donald Trump moving to expand federal authority in D.C. And it comes as we learn about yet another juvenile curfew zone in Navy Yard from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. every night through next Monday, a move that D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith says is meant to prevent large youth gatherings, also coming amid protests over federal checkpoints and homeless encampment clearings, where residents reported seeing ICE and Border Patrol agents on city streets last night. Joining us now is WTOP reporter Luke Luker to break down the latest on all this. Luke, good to see you. Let's talk about this curfew, what we know in the past 24 hours. How have things been going?
With the curfews?
With the curfews and with the checkpoints.
Yeah, for curfews, you know, this is just one of many times, especially in Navy Yard, that we've seen these curfews arise. It's not surprising. Again, they've done this emergency legislation throughout the summer, and Navy Yard, U Street tends to be the zones that they actually put these curfews under. So it's not surprising during this federal crackdown on crime that D.C. police went ahead and ordered another curfew zone there in the Navy Yard.
And in effect, to use your words, we've had this so-called crackdown on crime, and yet we've seen homicides, we've seen issues regardless of the increased patrol. What do we know about enforcement right now, and where exactly federal officers are being positioned?
So I'm being told all over the district, you know, one of the big things that they're going to be cracking down on, we're hearing tonight especially, is homeless encampments. I was told by some sources that they're going to, specifically federal law enforcement, are going to be starting kind of near the White House and spreading from there, really trying to clear out any sort of homeless encampment, which there are over 60 homeless encampments currently in the district right now, anywhere from Washington Circle up to New York Avenue, where there's a Presbyterian church. It's pretty common for homeless people to be living there as well. So we are expecting a homeless crackdown tonight.
Okay, so that's what we're expecting to see tonight. Let's get to that, because as we understand, most of these encampments are on federal property. We're talking parks and areas that are in the jurisdiction of U.S. Park Police. Is D.C. Police going to be assisting with this effort, or is this just going to be a complete federal endeavor?
So D.C. has already been assisting in clearing some of these encampments. I just came from an encampment that was located kind of in between the Lincoln Memorial and the Kennedy Center, where the I-66 ramps are.
Yeah.
Folks are familiar with that area. There was an encampment there for several months, and that was just cleared by D.C. Department of Health and Human Services this morning.
Okay, so we're seeing D.C. also on this. When you say clearing, I think we know what it means. It's the immediate removal, right, of these encampments. What are they doing with people who now were living there but have nowhere to go?
So I talked to several people who were living in the encampment. Most of them packed up their own things. We're trying to figure out a place to store them while they figure out a new place to live. There was some stuff that was abandoned. You know, I saw a skid steer out there clearing out pounds and pounds of mattresses, tents, desk chairs, picnic tables, all sorts of things that were kind of tucked away in this tree line. But the folks that I talked to on the ground that were leaving the encampment said that they were going to be set up in a hotel for the next couple of days, but that they didn't really have any plans after that. A lot of them did not want to go into homeless shelters. One gentleman told me that he didn't want to go in the homeless shelter because he has a dog and he's afraid that he would lose his dog if he had to enter a homeless shelter. Another person said he's been kicked out of numerous homeless shelters and just doesn't want to go back. And I actually talked to some homeless advocates, and they, you know, just kind of raised a point. You know, a lot of these homeless shelters are 50 to 60 beds in one room. A lot of people just feel uncomfortable there.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people you talk to at an encampment will tell you they don't want to go to the shelter because there's crime at these shelters. They don't feel safe. And to your point, there's limited space, at least in these places. They seem to have their privacy. But again, we're seeing that these two things don't comport. And the White House right now looking to clear these out sooner than expected. We'll keep watching. I know that, as you said, as night falls, this is really when things are going to kick into high gear.
Absolutely.
Luke, thank you for breaking that down. We appreciate your time here on the DMV Zone.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.